Eventually, I reached Area 5. What monsters await me here? I used my various detection skills to scout the area for monsters. Getting a preemptive attack on my enemies was a vital strategy in my hunts, and, at times, I would come out of the ensuing scuffle unscathed because of it. Where are all the monsters, though? I had been searching for monsters to kill for close to an hour to no avail. Were there no monsters to be found here? Was Area 4 the final stop in my journey after all? Just as I was beginning to question myself, I sensed a large magic source coming from a corner of the area. It had to be a monster, and a strong one too. Ooh, that's one hell of a pulse! The response was even stronger than the flare leopard in Area 4, which was the strongest thing I'd fought up till now. Let's get some altitude. I flew up into the sky so the thing wouldn't be able to see me. At this height, it'd be difficult for monsters without advanced detection skills to do so. Found it. Wait, what is that, a puddle? A pool of water about 5 meters in length lay over the spot where the strong pulse was coming from. Was the pulse coming from inside it? It didn't look like there was anything living within it from a glance. I'll get closer and use Identify on it. Identify didn't work with this much distance between the target and me. I figured its effective range was about 20 meters. I closed in on the body of water and its surface began wobbling. Was it the wind? The wind wouldn't make it wobble so much as ripple. The gelatinous pool of water continued shivering before breaking the optical illusion and exploding to reveal its true identity. The pool wasn't a body of water after all. Ew, that's one huge slime! The puddle gathered itself and formed a giant slime. It must have sensed I was around and prepared itself for confrontation. The thing jumped up with the pressure of a water fountain, but soon lost to the force of gravity. Its gelatinous body looked like a waterfall as it fell to the ground. It splattered against the earth before reforming into a gigantic blob of slime. Aside from its massive size, it looked like all the other slimes I had faced. A regular slime was about 1 meter in diameter, 2 meters at the most, while this gargantuan blob was over 15 meters long and loaded with magical energy. It was quite intimidating. Let's just identify him for now. Name, Gluttonous Slime Lord. Race, Monster Slime. Level 58, HP 620. Magic, 822. Strength, 539. Agility, 308. Skills, Evasion, 3. Evasion up, 4. Camouflage, 6. Drain, 8. Harden, 8. Instant Regen, 7. Abnormal Status Resistance, 7. Jump, 5. Soften, 8. Fluid Mastery, 7. Fluid Arts, 8. Physical Resistance, 7. Predator, 9. Magic Sense, 7. Pocket Dimension. Spirit Manipulation. Enhanced Drain. Acid Body. Enhanced Digestion. Mana Manipulation. Details. The final evolution of a gluttonous slime consumes every living thing in its vicinity and possesses unlimited capacity for growth. Stores away its defeated prey in a pocket dimension for later consumption, making it capable of time-space magic to some degree. Some speculate it is capable of killing and eating dragons when there are no smaller creatures to consume. Upon sighting, some countries dispatch entire squadrons to deal with this threat. Crystal location, center of the body. Whoa, that thing looks dangerous. Unlimited capacity for growth? The slime in front of me was quite young by the looks of it, but that didn't change the fact that it was high on the threat level, particularly with the skills of physical resistance and acid body. It might drag me to my slimy grave if I wasn't careful. Also, where the other slimes only had 4 levels of fluid mastery, this guy had 7. I'd probably die if I committed a frontal assault. So what then? Do I start spamming fire magic? Even if I did, it would have taken hundreds of fire arrows to take this thing down given the sheer bulk of it. I'd run out of mana before that even happened. The slime formed a tentacle to lash at me, but it fell short given how high in the sky I was. Its high level in magic sense probably told it that I would make for a decent meal. Do I start pummeling it with my physical skills? Not that it would do much good against the Slime Lord's instant regen. Would I even be able to withstand attacking him? It had acid body too, so I wouldn't be able to attack it without taking damage myself. I had a limited number of strikes to work with. Whoa, my dodge skill helped me evade the slime's attack, though I had a feeling that that was just a prelude to its real assault. I wasn't sure if I could dodge this thing when it got serious. That just means I'll have to send you to your grave with one attack. Your death will be quick and painless. I aimed at the Slime Lord and shot my fire magic at it. It didn't do much damage, but that was enough for me. I know how you slimes think. I continued pelting fire arrows and stones that I shot with telekinesis at the beast. I pressed my advantage, fully expecting to take damage during my offense. The slime lashed out its tentacles at me to the point where I was spending more MP on healing than on attacking. Damn it, I can't heal fast enough to cover the damage I'm taking. The gluttonous Slime Lord became more frantic with every tentacle it sent after me. But that was exactly what I was aiming for. Evolve all you want, you still have the habits of a slime. With most of its body mass focused on offensive tentacles, it didn't have much slime left to protect its magical core, so I used telekinetic catapult to launch myself directly at the thing's crystal. It was a reckless charge into which I put my entire being. Indeed, I had increased the potency of the telekinetic catapult with the wind magic wind shooter. Coupled with the boost in attack power from sword mastery, this was the deadliest move in my repertoire. I'd even thought of a name for it. Heavenly Slash! I shouted in my excitement. If I took some time to consider the name, I would have probably rejected it. Probably. Silence fell upon the grasslands for a moment, which was followed by an ear-piercing roar. If I had ears, they'd probably be ringing right now. I had stabbed a huge hole in the slime's body, which left it unable to counterattack. Its crystal was clearly broken as well. The slime stopped moving and melted all over the ground. It was a strange sight to behold as earth and grass were covered in mucilage. Phew, I did it. That was dangerous. Half my blade had melted off. The slime would have dissolved me if it had gotten a hold of me. And I felt good about my decision to end the fight as quickly as I could. You have reached a new evolution level. You have acquired 30 evolution points. I got 150 crystals out of it. I expected nothing less from a high-level monster. Name, unknown race. Intelligent weapon, attack, 352, P1300 over 300. Durability, 1100 over 1100. New skills, camouflage 1, harden 1. Instant regen 1, soften 1, pocket dimension. It looked like I got some useful skills out of that skirmish. I would have to try all of them out. I began with camouflage. It supposedly allowed me to blend into my surroundings, but I had no way of telling if it worked. I personally thought it didn't. The same thing happened with harden, seeing as I was already solid enough as a sword. Instant regen, though, was impressive. It consumed an extraordinary amount of mana, but it regenerated most of my blade in mere seconds. It was good for when I would be pressed for time, whereas self-repair was sufficient when I would have time to wait. Ooh, I'm all bendy. It really did soften my blade. Not by much since it was at such a low level, but shaking my blade did make it bend. It was a funny-looking skill. In any case, it was time to move on from the appetizer skills. Activate pocket dimension. It was an ability which gave me a private item box. I focused on a rock in front of me and thought about storing it, which caused it to disappear. I then thought of taking it out of storage, which caused a pebble to appear out of thin air. I added some grass and stones into the storage space, which prompted a list of my stored items when I tried taking something out of storage. How's the capacity then? I'd be disappointed if it couldn't store much. So I began testing the limits of the pocket dimension by putting more stuff into it. Let's start with you. I looked over at the remains of the gluttonous slime lord. There was enough of it left to fill half of a pool 25 meters wide, so I was doubtful. But the pocket dimension easily stored it away in an instant. That's high-rank magic for you. I didn't know its upper limits, but it was bound to be useful for my user if it could store this much mass inside it. I could store away monsters we killed as well as food supplies. I could even use it as a substitute wallet. I had refilled my durability and MP when I ranked up earlier, so I was in top condition. That said, it didn't reduce any of the mental stress I had incurred during the fight. I'm kinda tired, so I'll go to the lower level areas to hunt for a bit. I began exploring the rest of Area 5 a day after my fierce battle with the Slime Lord. I fought the beast somewhere in the south, so I thought I'd cover some other patch of land today. I'd already run into some monsters that looked as strong as the Slime Lord, like the 20-meter-long doppelsnake whose body was as thick as a barrel. As its name implied, it had the ability to make copies of itself. The copy would disappear shortly after being killed, which gave me a genuine fright. Worse, the skill was at such a high level that the copies were stronger than the doppelsnake itself, which was kind of a letdown when the serpent unceremoniously died after I put all my strength into killing it. In fact, the snake was weaker than most of the monsters in Area 4. It was only dangerous mainly because it could make copies of itself. Still, I happened to find it resting in its hiding hole, and the cramped space may have been part of the reason it couldn't put up much of a fight. Hehehe, now I'm exponentially stronger. I wasted no time in using my newly acquired doppelganger, but, I'm not a sword. What? Is it just me from my previous life? Yes, the copy the doppelganger skill had produced was in fact the human me. Split thinking, another skill I got off the doppelsnake, allowed independent movement of my sword self and my copy. Does this mean I don't need a user? Seriously? How strong is my copy though? I was hopeful about the possibility of foregoing a user altogether, but reality wasn't as sweet. For starters, the doppelganger skill had a time limit, 5 minutes for now. On top of that, my copy was extremely weak. It had an average stat of 5 and was therefore weaker than the average goblin. It could use all my skills, but they were all level 1. I wouldn't be able to use it if I tried. Adding insult to weakness, my copy was butt naked. I thanked my lucky stars no one was around to see it. I recast it many times but could only conjure up dirty rags to clothe my copy at best. Was it because the doppelganger skill was only level 1? I supposed I could use it as a distraction, but creating a weak copy ate up so much MP, 500 to be exact, that I didn't think it was feasible. Using it in its current state, this skill would probably kill me in a fight. Aside from doppelganger, the snake gave me molt skin, heat seeker, and scale regeneration, which seemed pretty useless to me. The rest were skills I already had in my skill bank. The most useful among them was Ultimate Poison Fang, a further upgrade of Advanced Poison Fang. I'll have to try that one out in an actual fight. I proceeded to store away the gigantic doppel snake in my pocket dimension, which still didn't fill it up. The thing was roomier than I thought. I headed north around midday, beating up monsters and storing them as I went. It occurred to me that each of the cardinal directions in Area 5 was ruled by a powerful monster. Something that was made apparent to me after my campaign in the southern and eastern regions. I thought of the powerful monsters, like the Slime Lord and Doppel Snake, as area bosses. The weaker monsters in the area seemed to serve only as prey for these apex predators. I was on my way to beat up the northern area boss now.